Has this ever happened to you? Just finished work, let's do some model making. Oh my god, there's so many parts. I don't know what to do. And then I've got like cut everything out and sand it, and then I have to make sure it all fits and glue it and leave it to dry, and then I have to paint it up. It's gonna take days, it's gonna be so... This is called modeler burnout. Just like anything in life, it's really easy to get overwhelmed and burnt out, so let's talk about it. Hey guys, it's model making time, and today we're looking at minikits from Airfix. But we're actually talking about another topic, which is modelling burnout. Now, I think it's quite well known in the modelling community that people will have a massive stash. I mean, I have a stash. It's not, I don't know, it's probably not too big. It's nowhere near what I used to have back in the day, but it's got enough in there so that I don't have to worry about finding a project that excites me or finding a project that invigorates me. It's just enough that I can go in there and go, yeah, you know what, I'll do that today. But even when you do that, it's really easy sometimes to find that you're kind of exhausted. Building model kits is repetitive, even if you're building things that are very different, whether that's tanks, boats, helicopters, or planes. Sometimes simply changing the subject can make you feel a lot better. Sometimes taking a break from the hobby is the only option. But there are other alternatives. So, at the time of filming this video, I'd just done an Italian Spitfire, and it's all silver. It was a relatively easy construction, and I mainly did it because I wanted something that was quite a lot easier than the resin kit that I was building. The resin kit is pretty much finished, it just needs decaling, and the Italian one was also pretty much finished and only had about 6 decals to put on it. And you know what? I sat there and thought, I can't do this, I can't make another kit. Well, I'm here to say that's completely fine. It doesn't matter what area of your life it is, but getting burnt out is a sign that you need to change something and either adapt your routine or adapt something in your life to help make sure that you're not going to suffer from stress, anxiety, depression. All of these things can be, you know, lumped under burnout. At the same time, I've also been going through a lot of my work, and you've seen videos go from sort of weekly to bi-weekly, and then go back to weekly, but then I've had projects that are taking me a long time, and that's when they've not been weekly. So I thought I'd do a video about modelling burnout, because it makes sense, right? So why are we on the subject of minikits? I'm glad you asked. So minikits, I guess, we're not just talking about minikits from Airfix specifically, but it's where this started. So whilst I was at Milton Keynes Model Show, I saw a minikit for sale, and it's of the P-51, and I was like, wow, I haven't seen these since I was a kid. And I'm pretty sure they were sold by most manufacturers as like snap together kits. I know Revell had some, I know Zvezda had some, and Airfix had some. I mean, obviously, because that's what this video is about. And I thought these were really interesting, and I was like, oh, I'll make sure I get that. It was only a £5, so picked that up, and well, figured I'd keep that and do a video on it at some point. I wasn't sure what the video would be. I thought it would be quite a short video, and then this happened where I was in a position where I'd sort of finished 2 models, and the idea of starting a new one, because the next project I have lined up is another resin kit, and it overwhelmed me quite a lot. I thought, I want to practice some techniques, I want to practice making some of my other models look amazing without having to sacrifice one of my actual models. So, minikit. It made sense. It's a snap together kit, it takes no time at all, everything's pre-painted. Now, don't get me wrong, you have snap together kits today, and I know Zvezda has them, although, you know, right now buying from Zvezda isn't necessarily, yeah. But most modern snap together kits aren't pre-painted, aren't pre-coloured, aren't pre-decaled. This is fully done. You literally don't need to do anything to it. The only thing that's missing from mine is it says it comes with a stand. Mine didn't, and I'm assuming that's just been lost, and I probably should have picked up on that, but who cares? I'm not really that bothered about it. I bought this for nostalgia value, and you know what? Building this model kit made me feel great. It was so nice to see something come together, make a really cute little Mustang, even if it's 1/100th scale. I know it probably seems weird, but like, I'm really passionate about these videos. I really enjoy making them, I really enjoy sharing my stuff, but trying to please like YouTube and make sure you release stuff weekly is quite a lot when you work a full-time job, and you've got to balance that with your relationship and your friendships, and I think that's what led me to get some modelling burnout, and doing this kit genuinely restored that. So I'm not going to go into a lot more. I'm not going to go into some massive talk about the history of the P-51. Obviously, that's going to happen when we do a proper P-51 kit, so don't worry about that. No, today we're just gonna have a look at me building this. And I didn't stop at just putting it together. I also tried out some new techniques, as I said. So I tried out sort of really diluting down acrylic paint to get like a wash, to try and build up like a smoky effect, and then on top of that put some rust smoke and then some actual smoke, so like weathering powder I mean. So let's have a look at my construction and weathering of a P-51, and I think I made something that does look like it's actually in use, so I hope you enjoy. These are popular for a while. You got like a tiny little pilot. He's got like almost no details with him at all. But everything else is, these are actually quite nicely painted, honestly. Like, considering what they are, they don't look bad at all. These are 1/100th scale. And they honestly look kind of nice. And then we have the tiny, tiny little canopy, which I'm not going to take out of the packaging yet because I'm too scared of losing it. But I mean, against my smallest nail, it's literally like the size of my fingernail. So they're pretty small. It's on to construction of the P-51 then, and this is quite an old kit. It's from 2007, so wow, that makes me feel really old. But alas, it's quite simple. It says it came with glue, mine didn't, but again, that's not really to be a surprise. So I just used the standard Umbral glue that I have available to me, even if I can speak properly. It's quite a simple kit, there's not a lot to it. Literally just cut out the bits, stick them together, stick the wings together, stick the fuselage together. The cockpit is literally just the pilot, and then you pop him in and glue him in, and I had to use clamps on a few bits. There are a few bits that didn't seem to go together particularly well, but you know, it was nothing but a little bit of a clamping didn't solve. But if you're a kid and you were just putting this together, you probably wouldn't be that fussed. You could literally just bend the parts out of the sprue and then stick it together. I tried to basically do it as I would have done as a kid, to be perfectly honest. I felt like that was the best way to be doing it. I felt like that was how, you know, to do it without causing yourself much stress or anything. And there was only one bit that I ended up doing some extra to, which was the drop tanks that are underneath, because they had horrible seam lines on them, and I just sanded them down and just hand painted them silver. I wasn't going to waste sort of rattle can on such small parts anyway. I did find that the landing gear is not particularly strong, but I gather this is meant to be on a stand of some description, so I'm assuming that's why, that this probably isn't meant to sit on its own, but I don't really know. From what I can see as well, this is a reboxing from originally a Doyosha kit, and it's been re-released in 2010, and it's also been re-released at some point by Accurate Models as well, and it was originally released in 2006 by Airfix, but that was in a different colour scheme from what I can see. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I know this is a bit of an unusual video, but hey, if you've enjoyed what you've seen so far today, make sure you hit like and subscribe as well. Most of my videos are normally about actually aviation history, or history of model kits, or, you know, building model kits themselves rather than this sort of thing. And if you want to support me over on Ko-fi. So there you've seen it. That's it. That's really as simple as it got. It's nowhere near the complexity of a normal model kit. There's nothing more you have to do. You can literally just sit there and play and do something that's really enjoyable without having to worry about, oh, is this historically accurate, does this look right? And yeah, okay, cool, these are made for children, but who cares? So many hobbies have like children at the core focus, whether that's video games, whether it's Lego, and modeling's not really any different, so who cares? This is something you can do, you can enjoy, and you know what, if you want to try out a new technique like I did, then screw it, get one of these. Anyway, let's just have a look at what we ended up with. And again, there's not a lot to this, so let's just have a look. Cool, so that's pretty much it. I don't really have a Firefly either because, I mean, it's not really that sort of kit and you can't buy these anymore, so I'm not gonna say buy or fly. These are really expensive online, I think, for what they are, so it's not like I'm gonna say go and buy them, but if you see one about and you're thinking about just trying some new techniques out, it's not a bad idea. And hey, if you're burnt out from modelling, from work, from wherever it is, take a step back, take a deep breath. You've got this. Oh, and if you need to talk to someone, there are some links in the description below. There's always someone there who can talk to you. Okay guys, that's it for this week. And next week we're going to have another different video because I'm turning 30, which I'm not too happy about. Sorry, I mean 29th for the second time. Okay, bye! Thanks for watching the video. I really appreciate it. Hit the subscribe button and notification bell to be notified of every new video on Mondays. You'll also be able to see me stream live on YouTube. Thanks again, I really appreciate it. Have fun modelling!